No two industries are more intertwined than tattooing and the motorcycle industry. Seeing a guy like Oliver Peck come into the motorcycle industry and elevate it to the level of which he's elevated his tattoo work and his tattoo career is pretty amazing. We're going to talk about Sturgis. We're going to talk about Born Free, Texas. We're going to talk about how Oliver Peck became the master that he is. Spend a few minutes with Oliver and I as we discuss his career, his life, his lifestyle, and his love of motorcycles. Hey, I'm Billy Lane from Choppers Inc. Sons of Speed, out here in Sturgis, South Dakota, 2022, at the Buffalo Chip Campground with Mr. Oliver Peck.
What up? Man, what a great week.
Hey, thanks for joining me here. I want to talk to you a little bit about you, about your career, about your lifestyle, about everything that's going on within your life. It's a lot. It looks like a lot.
I mean, we stay busy for sure.
Yeah.
Always going.
So first of all, how many Sturgises have you been to?
Maybe 4, maybe 5.
Yeah.
I came here a couple of years when I was the week before Sturgis, and I came a couple of years the week after Sturgis, but I think it's about a couple that I've been here during the whole thing. This is my first year staying at the Chip.
Yeah.
We got our spot, camping here. We stayed in Lead, we stayed in Deadwood, we stayed in the hotels, we've done a bunch of things, but this year is our first year staying here at the Buffalo Chip, and it's really made a big difference on what the whole Sturgis experience.
For more information on the Sturgis Buffalo Chip Campground, click that link below. Buffalo Chip is we stayed, I've been coming here since 95, and I've stayed out here for years and years and years, and it's just so wild, it's grown so much. I mean, you have any funny chip stories?
Oh man, the first time we came to Sturgis during the rally, we just came here and just went in to this, just came for the day, came in here, did the rounds, and we're just blown away about what was going on in here. But we were, we only stayed in Sturgis for like 2 days and jammed on to Yellowstone or whatever. But, you hear about Sturgis forever. And then you come and you see what's really going on. It's pretty mind-blowing. I will say, one thing I want to say about Sturgis and the rally and the Buffalo Chip and everything that's going on here this whole time is some people out there say, oh, Sturgis isn't my scene. Sturgis not my kind of deal. Sturgis not my kind. I'm like, you are wrong. Because no matter what you're into, it's here. No matter what kind of people you hang with, they're here. No matter what kind of motorcycles you ride, they're here. Like every scene is here.
Yeah.
So you can't say this isn't my scene. There's like everything you could ever, everything might not be your scene, but whatever you're into is here. There's everything.
This is the most amazing rally. I'm from Florida. For a lot of years, I'm 90 miles south of Daytona Beach, so Daytona twice a year, no-brainer, right? And I always had a great time. But I've told people always, if I could only go to Sturgis once in a decade, or go to Daytona 10 times, I'd skip Daytona and go once a decade to come out here. It's really, really amazing.
And another thing I tell Bill is the reason that this rally is here is because of how amazing this area is.
Yeah.
If this area wasn't so amazing, if roads weren't so amazing and so much stuff to do right here, then this rally wouldn't be going 82 years later. It's going 82 years later because of how amazing it is. So, I'm sold on staying here. After staying here this whole week, it's been awesome. And Leonard Skinner played.
Hey, Leonard Skinner was awesome. I've seen him play several times. I mean, and even the other night when they played here at the Buffalo Chip, they had none of the original members playing, but they've been playing together for so long. They were so good. I mean, for anybody who hasn't come out to the Buffalo Chip, the concert scene here is just out of this world. Rob Zombie last night rocked it all night long. The Papa Roach is playing tonight. I can't wait to see that show. And they just have the best scene out here, and you can't get that anywhere else in the country, any other bike rally. And I know you've been around to a lot of them. other day, you meet people out here, like the bikes bring us together, but it's the people that keep you coming back. And you meet people out here that, you meet on the side of the road or someplace you're going to or at a show you're at or whatever it may be, somebody that helps you with something you need, and you're friends for life, and now with social media, which I know you're really savvy at, you can keep contact with those people year round, so you might not see them for another 12 months at Sturgis, but
you know what's going on.
You know what's going on with them, yeah. So you're doing some rally stuff in Texas now, right?
Well, I have a motorcycle show called Southern Throwdown, and this year's the 9th year, and it's kind of a small hometown show. We got a good ride that goes along with it, and we got a new venue the last couple years, which is a big camp out. It's like a mini chip, it's like a campground with track and some roads. It's in the country and it's cabins and whatnot, and it's cool. And it's just a place called Yellow Rose Canyon that me and a partner, our brother, took over a couple years ago. And then we also were partnered with Born Free Texas, which is this October, which is already blowing up. Like everybody's talking about coming to Born Free Texas. Born Free is always such a great show in California. I love it. I go every year. And having it in Texas is going to be cool because people from the East Coast don't have to go all the way.
Yeah.
Everybody can meet in the middle. But also, Born Free at a place where there's camping is going to be a game changer.
Yeah.
So,
and it's Texas.
That'll be pretty cool. And Texas in October is going to be nice.
I've included a link below for Born Free Texas.
I know as a custom bike builder, a lot of guys are younger builders, or age doesn't even matter that much, but they're newer builders. I mean, they aspire to a certain level, and I'm one of those guys that have been doing it for so many years now that, like, I kind of have the kind of career that most builders wish they could have, and I'm sure with you in the tattoo world, it's the same way. I mean, you've kind of reached the pinnacle of being a custom tattoo artist. Can you tell us a little bit about your climb and about, the hardships? And I mean, I know the tattoo business is not an easy business to be.
Man, for me, it's been great. I mean, I love to travel, and very early on in my tattoo career, I took traveling tattooing, tattoo conventions all over the world, and then I've kind of the last decade, I've just built my tour pack where I can fit all my tattoo gear, and I just get on the bike and ride and go tattoo all over the country, just riding around. So I started tattooing at motorcycle swap meets and doing all these things. Just my favorite thing is motorcycles and tattoos. They go together pretty well. So it's like it works out pretty good. I get to ride a shitload, and I get to do a bunch of tattoos. And the one thing about I've been tattooing for 30 years, and I've done a lot of things that have brought my name into, or people know who I am, or whatever. So I've got to that point where I can kind of just do as many tattoos as I want to do wherever I go. So that's been pretty fortunate for me. I can make it go.
Right.
I can show up somewhere, tattoo for a few days, and hit the road, and show up there and tattoo for a few days. I'm at that point where I don't have to really do too much that I don't want to do. And that's the best thing about being older. I just turned 51, but I feel like, this is the sweet spot, man.
Yeah.
I get to do, if there's shit you don't want to do, you just don't do it.
Right. And for me, the same thing. I mean, I've got to the point in my career where I'm like, okay, there's work I just won't do. I can kind of pick and choose my battles, and don't ever hate a day at work. It's a real blessing.
But that being said, man, I gotta see anybody that's starting off in whatever career they're in. You've got to know, you've got to do the things you don't want to do to get to the place where you want to be. You've got to build whatever bike, you got to do whatever tattoo, you got to do whatever job, you got to hustle, and then get to that point. Like I would say, a lot of young people I know are doing things, or painting, or tattooing, or building bikes, or whatever. They're like, well, I only do this. And I'm like, you don't do anything, you just started.
Yeah.
You got to get to that point. So I'm happy to be at that point, but I hope that people see the journey I'm with you to get to this point.
And I know, the bike business is probably equally as hard as the tattoo business. When I first started out, I'm like, if I just do great work, I'll succeed. And that's not true. Then you have to learn about business. You have to learn about dealing with people, about people's motives and everything else. I mean, at what point do you find that balance, in your career and start to really...
Yeah, because people work on bikes time a dozen. People do tattoos time a dozen. Everybody it's like everybody's doing it. You have to, the people that stick with it and the people that push hard, the hardest for it, the people who do it because they love it, are the people that end up making it down the road. So you got to put it into it.
Like I know when I'll see, I was at Michael Licker's exhibit, that over here, and there's a lot of great builders in it, and I see some of the custom builds out there. I know I'm a really good welder. I'm not the best welder on the planet. I'm a really good metal shaper, but I'm not the best. I never ever tried to be the best. I just tried to be really good at so many things and be really well-rounded and balanced. And I've had that longevity. Like the same with you, I've been doing this 35 years. I'm 52 years old. We're pretty much career-wise started at the same time and everything. So, like, what advice could you give somebody out there that that aspires to be, on the level of Oliver Peck someday?
Man, you gotta just work for it. I think.
You gotta work for it.
You just gotta hustle. I was always one of the most hustlers going getting this little kids out there. I went to every convention, and some people were like just chasing the money.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, if I work at this shop, I make more money. But but I'm like, yeah, but the money isn't what matters. The experience or the knowledge you're going to gain from one place over the other, or working with certain people, or doing certain things. If you just chase the money, you're going to end up at a dead end somewhere.
Yeah.
To me, the money is gone.
Yeah.
You get the money, you spend the money's gone.
There's always a place.
If you chase the money, you end up with nothing because all you had was the money you spent. But if you chase the knowledge or the opportunities or the experience or the know-how or the connections or the whatever, all the other things you get, the money's gonna come.
Right.
And some people do better, some people make more money, some people make less money. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be fine with whichever amount of money I end up with. I'm gonna be fine. And that's the thing. It's just like too many people worry about the money.
I tell people all the time, if I got into the bike business for money, I would have quit.
Yeah.
34 years ago.
Yeah.
When
that's the thing is young kids want to start tattooing because they think they're going to make a shitload of money.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I've worked fucking so many days making for years, making almost no money because you're learning.
Or be a famous tattoo artist. The fame is almost, I think, much of a drug as money is sometimes.
Yeah.
I know when I started in the bike business, there was no fame in it. I mean, it wasn't really till the late 90s.
Same. Tattoo television.
Yeah.
Motorcycles on TV, tattoos on television. Same, or late 90s, early 2000s, and all that. People started getting famous for just being craftsmen, which is weird.
So when you reach your level of mastery at something, it's easy to, I won't say easy, but you have the ability to master other things. So is there other things out there that besides tattooing, you're like, this is something I really like, what hobbies do you have, or what is it that you would like to master or get really, really good at?
Pretty much all I do is just work, travel, and fucking motorcycles. Yeah. So I'm learning about motorcycles. I'm not by any means a mechanic but I like to learn and like to have bikes built and build whatever I can myself. But mostly it's like, meet people that build motors, meet people that do fabrication, meet people that do paint, learn a little bit, learn as much as I can about it. If I was to start all over with my life, I'd probably be more along the lines of trying to do something with working on motorcycles other than tattooing. Who knows? Yeah. But I just consume with fucking motorcycles all the time.
So, guys our age, you have to be thinking like, what do you think about the next 20, 25 years? Where do you see yourself? In your perfect vision, world vision of your future, what do you see for yourself?
I can't even think about 20 years from now. I can't even, we're busy for the next couple of months, so I do not have a long-sighted view of the world. Like could be dead any minute.
For today.
Could be dead any minute.
Yeah. I get it. Well, you're a really talented person, man. People love you. I mean, see you around at bike events. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes to talk to me.
Yeah, man. Hey, I also since I'm here with you, I got to give a shout out to my boy, fucking Boston Billy in Louisiana.
Yeah. Boston Billy.
Dude, love him. Love those guys. They build great motors.
He built this 45 motor that I'm sitting on, and he does the bottom ends for my cool hand bikes. He's a really great guy. So.
He's built some motors for me. Yeah. Love him. And if he had social media, it would go through the roof. 'Cause
Yeah.
he is wild, man.
Yeah, every time we talk, he talks about you. So,
He's great.
yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing you again, man. Thanks so much for joining me
Hey,
today.
no problem, man. Good times.
Click the link below for more info on Elm Street Tattoos.